be very careful not to break up that chemistry down there, you know. You got guys, I mean, a lot of teams hate to play the Knicks. You know, it's time to go to work when you play these guys, you know. And if you take out Anthony Mason out of that lineup, or one of the other guys who provides that. I mean, I was a defensive player when I played back in high school, and I understand what playing defense is all about. It's an instinct. You have to have an instinct.
When you give constructive criticism, it doesn't mean you dislike somebody. When you give somebody constructive criticism, that means you're trying to help it. And when you look at the Knicks and you're giving constructive criticism and you find their faults out, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not a fan. You want to find out exactly where they need help. And Orlando really scares me because you've got 3 guys on that team who are consistently shooting 20-point-plus games. Shaquille O'Neal is averaging 30 points a game. Anthony Hardaway is scoring over 20 points a game. And Anderson has been the surprising shocker, scoring like 24, 25 points a game. So, I mean, we've got to do something.
I don't see any team stopping Orlando except maybe the Knicks, maybe Indiana.
Or Indiana.
If you take Mason, the package has been a big deal. I mean, you still have Barner. Barner might not be as physical as Mason, but if you can return to package two, 3 ball players to get a quality star in return, I think the Knicks are missing that. They're missing somebody who to go to. They're missing a younger Dominique Williams. I can't believe, like in the offseason, someone like Danny Manning.
Yeah.
He's willing to sign for $1 million a year. The man is truly one of the only ball players left here. Someone who wants to play the game, who wants to win a championship. And he's worth $4 or $5 million a year.
Yeah,
why couldn't the Knicks kind of go after someone like a Danny Manning, somebody who can still play the East Coast basketball?
Well, you never know. They might be working on something. I don't know of anything, do you?
No, I don't.
Right.
I mean, in the offseason, Danny Manning wanted to come play for a contender. You didn't see him in someone like that.
Well, maybe
Even Derek Coleman is unhappy with the Nets, so.
Right, I wouldn't want to see Derek Coleman in a Knicks uniform.
Neither would I.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, don't forget, too, now, maybe the Knicks, too, with the salary cap. Maybe they only have so much room.
Sure. Okay, that's a good call. I hope you call back.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get somebody else to know. Knicks Fever, shoot.
Yeah, hi. This is George from Staten Island. The Knicks, for, let's say, the past 3 years when Chicago won the title, I think those were basically their best years because they were a young team. Ewing was young. He was in his prime. They had a couple of good guys like McDaniel, who went to the Celtics naturally. And I think those were their best years. And last year, after they got to the finals, after they, squeaked past the Bulls, I think that these past 4 years have been their best years to get to that title. I think now that the fact that they're aging and, they really don't have as good a shot like with Orlando coming up, Phoenix getting the acquisitions that they had. What are you guys' thoughts,
Yeah, but I've always second-guessed that trade myself because when you had Mark Jackson, who is a superb point guard, and Xavier McDaniel, they were like a really good bread and butter team, and they brought in Doc Rivers and Charles Smith that really kind of never measured up.
Right.
If you really look at the statistics and you look how they gelled as a team, they never really measured up to Mark Jackson and Xavier McDaniel.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt because I thought now Ewing's getting towards the end of his career and they're basically running out of chances. Like the last 4 years, they had their best shots, especially with McDaniel. They had a really solid team, and then the next year he was gone.
All right, thanks for the call.